Hi everyone, I realize I'll probably be catching most of you on replay, but I just had some extra time and I wanted to pop back on to finish what got cut off last night from last night's Facebook Live, which was the sign by sign card pulls. So I'm just going to smudge a little bit, open up a sacred white light container, and this video will be of service to you all week with a specific focus message per your astrology sign. So let's just clear the space a little bit here, clearing any and all negative energies that do not serve us. We're calling in a sacred white light container. I want to call on Archangel Michael, Archangel Ariel, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Metatron. I want to call in the Ascended Masters Babaji, Sekhmet, Hilarion, Isis, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary. I want to call on my guardian angels and my guides. I want to call in the guardian angels and guides of all those watching this live or on replay. I want to call on spirit animals, power animals, totem animals of God's white light that are willing and able to assist in this space. And I also want to call in ancestor spirits of God's white light that are willing and able to assist in this space. So aho, our circle is open. And let's also smudge a little bit. Let's see if I could grab my my lighter's actually starting to die, so we'll see if this works. It's so funny because usually I advertise that I'm going to be live, and this was just super spontaneous, so I realize most of you will be catching this on replay. Yeah, this isn't quite working here. There's also not a lot of fire in the astrology right now. The moon's in Pisces. We're in Aquarius season. Of course, Jupiter's in Sagittarius, which is bringing a lot of fire. But we don't actually have, well, we also have Mars in Aries, so I guess we have some fire. So let's just jump, I'm just going to jump in, and like I said, this will be of service to you for the whole week. So I'm just going to jump in. So I'm using the Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. And let's go. All right, so what does Aries need to know for this week? Aries, Aries, Aries. All right, Aries, we got self-love. Also, I feel like this is a great message for the entire collective right now. We're coming off of this new moon in Aquarius earlier this week, and you know, the energy is a little bit soft and vulnerable right now. So it is actually very valuable to be taking extra time for self-care. This is card number 6, which is about, you know, worldly possessions and material things in the world. And if you just notice, it's like the moon is beginning to grow again, right? Which is actually the phase that we're in, because we just came off a new moon, so now we're starting to add to the moon. And you could see there that she's got her hands like over her heart, so she's just giving love to herself, sending love to herself. And there's just a lot of soft, tender energy there with some beautiful pink flowers. Hi Candace, I'm actually not doing card pulls. I did that last night. But our video session got cut short last night, and I didn't get a chance to do the sign by sign, so that's actually what I'm doing now. So this is the message for Aries for this week, which is all about self-love. So Candace, if you hang on, you definitely can be listening live to the message that's for you, for your sign. All right, so next up we got Taurus. What does Taurus need to know for this week? Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. And Candace, if you want to catch me live for, no, I just started with Aries. So I just started. I'm doing my lives on Monday nights at 8:28 p.m. Monday nights about 8:30 EST. So check on my Facebook business page. There's an event. It's actually a recurring event. So if you mark interested or going, it will send you reminders. And then I'm also looking at launching actually my own Facebook group so I can advertise and announce in there. Okay, so this was for Aries, self-love. For Taurus, we've got power. full moon, number 16. So this sums to a 7 in numerology, which is all about spiritual truth. So it's like you're getting to the truth of the matter, right? And this would also be sun, moon, rising. A lot of times, you know, of course, our natal chart has so much different energy. We have aspects, we have so many different things. But if you know your sun, moon, and rising signs, you can certainly, I got an affirmation that came through. Okay, there we go. You can certainly also be listening for those as well. So for Taurus, we have power. It's like you're stepping into a place of greater power, you know, and you're just kind of calling in a lot more of your personal power. And you can see here that, you know, we've got this kind of arc of energy from hand to hand. So this might also be about basking. I was thinking of two words at the same time and I smushed them together. This might be about balancing your masculine and your feminine energies, right? So in what way are you receptive and in what way are you projective of your energy? It's kind of boiling it down to the simplest terms. So for Taurus, we have power, and that's also a full moon card. So Taurus, pay attention to upcoming full moons. We have a full moon coming up in Virgo. I'm really excited for that one, on February 18th. So for Taurians, that would be actually in a fellow earth sign. So that might be an important full moon for Taurus to pay attention to right now. All right, who's next? Gemini. What does Gemini need to know for this week? Gemini. All right, we have two messages for Gemini. Two cards popped out. So we have Hunger, Wolf Moon, and we have Extremes, Hot Moon. So what I'm getting for Gemini is that, you know, for Gemini is also Jupiter is in Sagittarius, which is the opposite sign to Gemini, right? So depending what personal planets Gemini have, or you may not be you could be a Cancer, or even a Taurus, and you could have personal planets in Gemini and even signs even thereafter. But primarily, if you have that Gemini energy, that's opposing Jupiter. So anytime we have an opposition opposing Jupiter, it creates extremes a lot of times around the planet that's opposing it. So there can be something like excess, right? So it's like for Geminis, are you, craving things or kind of acting in an extreme way with your desires? Are you like, I need to have this, this is the way it should be, and maybe you need to be practicing more balance right now and a little bit more surrender. So that's the message for Gemini. Where are we at? Cancer. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. What does Cancer need to know for this week? All right, for Cancer, we have gratitude. I'm also just getting a lot of tender energy here with this Cancer card. So, there's been so much heavy Capricorn energy. In January, we had an eclipse in Capricorn, and there's just been a lot that's been non-Cancerian. It's been a lot about work and, pushing forward and so many things. So for Cancers, it's just getting to a place of gratitude and what's good in your life right now, what's flowing, what's harmonious, what feels good, and maybe doing some journaling or reflecting on that, because I feel like you're losing some of that natural tender touch that you have, Cancers, and you're just getting really, really lost in your bitterness about the feelings of the way that things are going. All right, Leo. What does Leo need to know for this week? Leo. I knew that was going to happen. What does Leo need to know for this week? I saw him getting ready to bark, and I was just like, there's no way, that's unavoidable. What does Leo need to know for this week? There we go. Leo, will. So this is about your willpower. Actually, I pulled this card last night in my Facebook Live when I was doing live card pulls. So, if you could notice, there's all these different moon signs, moon phases, and then she's actually got the energy of almost like a moon, and she's putting it in front of her face, but she's got a mask on her face. So for Leos, I feel like there's a lot of hidden power going on. There's a lot of harnessing the energy, right? Harnessing the phases of the moon and getting into a really receptive place of when is the right time to be launching my energy. So if Leo right now is feeling a little bit more sheltered and more inward, that's okay. Remember, Aquarius season for Leo would be the opposite sign, you know, to Leo's. So, you know, this is your opposite energy, Leos, right? So you might be feeling a little bit fragmented or stressed that things aren't going the way you want them to go. And what I'm getting is just that to remember your sheer force of will, and that, you know, and what I'm just hearing is that what is yours cannot be taken from you. So if something is not happening right now, if it's delayed or you're frustrated with the progress of something, you really have to just respect that sometimes there's phases to a cycle, and maybe you're just in a little bit more of an inward phase right now, and there's nothing wrong with that. Virgos, myself. What does Virgo need to know for this week? All right, for Virgos, we have release. Beautiful card. I love this card, actually. This is number 27, which is in numerology would sum to a 9, which is about endings and beginnings. It's associated with also the energy of like the Hindu goddess Kali. So, you know, this is like a little bit about detoxification and surrender, and just also heart opening, right? So opening your heart. I'm definitely doing a lot of self-care this week, and you know, just even doing some detoxification and really just doing some extra self-care around my health, but also just surrendering and allowing things to be in the flow or the rhythm that they're meant to be, instead of trying to force things so very much. So for Virgos, it's a lot about releasing. Release, 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 Virgos. All right, Libra. What does Libra need to know for this week? Libra, patience. Probably one of the least desirable cards of the deck. This is green corn moon, and this is basically, if you notice, it's like there's things and they're almost like funneled. They're a little farther away, right? And she's there, and it's like she's walking towards them. Also, we've got the energy here of a lot of yellow, which is solar plexus chakra, and then we also have this red balloon, which is root chakra. So working on those two chakras, Libra, would be valuable for you this week. Your stomach, solar plexus chakra, as well as also root chakra, but definitely a lot about solar plexus chakra. And I'm definitely feeling this as well, because my moon is in Libra and my ascendant is in Libra, so definitely feeling this. But